they're both sharing. You have Zombie and the Doctor.
And time shifted.
Yeah.
Yes, it's recorded right now.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
So we'll be checking out that match. I have it on one screen here, and I'll be looking at Wizards End here. So
It's really cool because it looks like HP Wizard is playing Arena. Like, he doesn't have a full screen, so he's got it popped out, and he can see his opponent's deck list off to the corner there. I think that's actually really smart.
That is also yeah, because you're trying to share your screen as much as you can. So I'll switch over to Stinkfist here. So
they're just trying to. I find at some point Arena has to get better at challenging each other.
Plus, on top of that, the spectator mode.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have these issues of trying to share everyone. They just have to make sure that they enable spectator mode.
Right. And it looks like Stinkfist is going to go first.
Yep. And it looks like we have a... just trying to pull up the deck list here without trying to... New window.
What table did you say this was, Sweet and Salty? Table 2?
2. Ryan White against HP Wizard.
So it's Jameer Rogues versus Is It Control. That's going to be rough.
Yes. One's melon and one wants to win.
Yeah, well, the upside for HP Wizard in this round is that one, they're not going first. Are they going first? They did go first, which means that they have the opportunity to try and catch Jameer Rogues off guard. Going second in this first... Oh, we are in round 2. I gotta change my header. Oops. Round number 2. Sorry about that, folks. Like I was saying, if the control deck is on the draw, they are at a disadvantage already. At least here, what they're hoping to do is to react to the player's board before he can get underneath them. From the Jameer Rogue side, I really like this matchup. I mean, theoretically, if he can get underneath his opponent, he can hold up counter magic and simply continue to apply pressure.
Yeah.
It looks like his screen has... Oh, there we go. Froze. The Bone Crusher is one of the best creatures to play in this matchup, for sure. So it looks like there's an Essence Scatter in hand, and as well as a Prismari command. The Prismari command can take care of the Guild Thief Enforcer, but he's just going to go right ahead and attack into this. There's really not much Jameer can do at this point. I love Jameer Rogues. I know that it was a deck that people disliked playing against as the season went on, but I really, really liked it. I like being the player who gets underneath everyone's skin. Is there enough things in his graveyard to use Drown in the Lock? I don't think so.
Believe so, but you definitely want to protect this the Enforcer here, so.
For sure. For sure. I think he's gonna. Yeah, he just let it die. Interesting.
Because you have mind you, you have Luris in the sleeve here.
Maybe he didn't have enough cards in his graveyard, but now he had enough to kill the Bone Crusher Giant. So one thing I find I wish we had access to was to see their graveyards a little more.
Yeah, if they had Spectator mode, that would be a way to get into the graveyard.
Oh, that's a really good point, actually. Yeah.
Because you would hover, and that way you can actually see what's in their graveyard, pull up the cards in their hands, and so on and so forth. So, Wizards, please.
Yeah. I'm still interested to find out once they get spectator mode how it's going to play out for commentary, because theoretically you can only pull up, like if I go into my arena account and I go into spectator mode, I can only pull up one opponent. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have both opponents on screen.
I figure there would be a way to do it, so.
Yeah, I would hope so. Ruin Crab here is really going to help the deck get the graveyard synergies going. It doesn't look like Jameer has a lot going on. I'm surprised that they haven't played of One Mind yet. Like, they need to draw into better spells, and they're not. So from here, I mean, I don't know if he wants to, but he can play a Yorion, which would allow him to tack into this board. Just not sure if he wants to do that. Of One Mind was played.
Would you want to tack into the O3? No, I'm just kidding. Send a message.
Yeah. Prismari command here on end step, I think is very good.
Yeah.
Draws cards, makes a token. Oh, he's drawing 2, discarding 2.
And draw a token.
And
you can only deal
token?
2. Yeah, you have to create a token.
So after this round is finished, I will be sending an announcement to all the players because we will be switching over to Historic.
Yes.
Now, although players can play their standard deck in the Historic side of things, Sweet and Salty was telling us that pretty much everyone has
had a Historic deck lined up.
Yeah, which is so exciting. Means we get to see different decks. You know, I'm not a fan of the way Stinkfist has his screen popped out, but it's such a... I mean, like, he can literally... he can count the cards and sort of try and anticipate what he has in his hand, in his opponent's hand by looking at his deck list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, reminding him that he has 2 Disdainful Strokes in his deck.
Mind you, that's probably they shared the window and not the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what they did. So
yeah. Still, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Now I can see Rune Crab, play the land, sack, do all the. Hopefully this resolves.
Looks like it's going to.
Here's my land. Mill for 6.
That's not a bad play.
Nope.
At this point, like, being on the Izzet side, you pretty much want to counter the Into the Story and Loris. Bone Crusher here is going to be very, very good. He can play Bone Crusher and still have enough mana to Essence Scatter or Disdainful Stroke Loris or Into the Story. And if he doesn't try and play Bone Crusher as a creature, then he'll have enough to do both.
Do you counter this?
I mean, I think you have to, right? Letting that resolve is what's gonna put him way too far behind.
And then you just play land, Loris. Also, mill 6.
These crabs alone, I mean, yes, he's got to absolutely counter Luris, but these crabs could finish the game and just mill him out if he also doesn't remove them from the board. This is a tough matchup. There's so many small little decisions on both sides that affect... Oh, having a second Bone Crusher Giant here is exactly what he needed. Because if he chooses not to counter Loris, he can stomp it.
Yeah.
How many cards do you think are left in his deck?
31 cards. And now they have Loris, which now can bring in whatever, but you can Essence Scatter that.
I think that's a good call, Essence Scattering it.
Yeah, get rid of that nonsense before they can start casting anything from the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they can go stomp if they wanted to. Well, it depends on... I don't know what the HP has in their hand, because I'm still recording our time shifted match here.
It's good, though. Leaves you guessing.
Yeah. On my end, yes. Once you get the top 8, I ain't guessing no more. I want to say Peeky Poo. Let's see what you have.
Well, I feel like HP Wizard's in a really good place, even though he doesn't have any answers for those crabs at the moment. Putting pressure on his opponent, I mean, at some point he's going to have to block.
And we have a hive that we can actually mill a bunch of cards, but then on top of that, try to activate the creature land, which in response they could Field to Ruin it. Yeah, they're holding up Ray of Embodiment.
Which I'm not really sure why. Like, that card doesn't seem very good in this matchup.
Wyona.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Winota.
But it was meant for the Wyona decks.
No, I get that, but why would you bring it in for this match? It doesn't kill anything. It only kills
mind you, this was
sharks.
we were still in game 1.
Good point.
Yes, this is still game 1.
It's been a long day. It started, but it's been a long
It's
day.
been a while.
I was pretty sure that I don't know what I'm sure of, but that is an excellent point. We are only in game 1, so having that in hand is a disadvantage for the Dimir Rogue side.
Like I said, this is going to be a grind fest, to say the least.
Yeah.
And thank goodness Field of Ruin is still in the format for another 2 more years.
Yes.
So we can definitely get rid of these creature lands.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Which Hive in this Loris deck is fantastic.
I think this is a really good play. He's not Field of Ruining the creature land. He's going to draw a card with Shark Typhoon and make a pretty significant creature. Having Ray of Embodiment in hand is going to protect the creature land, but I still think it's a good play. Because he draws a card here, right? Oh my god, does that creature land have menace?
I believe I can't see off the top. I can't see.
What's the name of it?
It's the Hive of. Thank you, chat, for helping us out 10 minutes later.
Okay, so Hive of the Eye Titan. Trident.
Yes.
And if you control 2 or more lands, Hive of the
Becomes
Eye enters the
supplied.
battlefield tapped. Until next turn, it becomes a 3/3 black beholder creature with menace.
Yes.
When this creature attacks, exile target card from defender's grave. Actually, that's crazy. So it like was able to get right around this 5/5 shark.
Yep. And
Oh,
right to
he
game 2.
conceded.
So I think the Lurrus deck here, yeah, you are bringing in the disputes, the talents, the negates.
Yep. See, going down on the best of the sea god in this matchup, even though you're being milled out, I still think would have kept one. Like, I know that you want cheaper interaction, but if you can resolve one of those against the Lurrus deck, you pretty much won.
Yeah, I can totally see it, totally understand. So,
The control side, I mean, you pretty much just want to bring in as much removal as possible. Things like Disdainful Stroke, not Disdainful Stroke, Mystical Dispute become a lot more powerful. Being able to counter things for 1 mana. See, he does leave in 1 enchantment, which I think is awesome. I think it's a good call. I think it's a really good call. Opening hand, I like this. For the control side, I definitely would ship this back. What do you think, Joe? Okay.
on the Demir side, you're fine. You have a couple of shades. You can get back in. You have Into the Story and Awakening just in case you want to get anything back. So definitely a fine hand. This is going to probably be a slugfest to say the least.
So he went down to 5 cards.
Okay.
Wow. I really like Skyclave here. It's a repeatable threat. I'm surprised he
Okay.
didn't leave up mana for Stomp. Skyclave getting in for 3. Does he play the second one right away? Looks like he does.
As we want.
So the Izzet side, control side. Do they leave up Stomp? I think they do, eh, Kilkai?
Yeah, you definitely would want to leave up Stomp against this match up there. Our backup match is finished, so that way I can get myself set up.
He's gonna go ahead and stomp one of these, yeah. Then he gets to bring it back and cast it again. Oh, what a great card. And it attacks through a Bone Crusher in the sense of like the Bone Crusher only has 3 toughness. So they can trade. Izzet seems to be very far behind on board state and in mana. You'd almost think that he wants to keep both lands in hand. An end step Soaring Thought Thief here is really, really good because it's an evasion creature that also mills his opponent. And having drawn a Mystical Dispute can help with any little bit of a counter war. Wow, he's putting a lot of pressure on him. He's down to 7.
Yeah, definitely so.
He's going to go ahead and play the Bone Crusher here.
Yep, and you can leave up a Test of Talents. Which is going to get drawn in the lock, and you definitely would want to fire off this Test of Talents. Get rid of the Dragon Lock.
And
now you're going to fight it.
Mystical Disputed.
Disputed.
Sweet.
Can we take 2 cards that we want to get rid of by Thursday?
Wow. So it looks like Dimir took down the second game, which is, I mean, it's kind of what we figured, right? Once they put enough pressure on the battlefield, all they have to do is just keep chipping away and hold up counter magic.
Most definitely.
Looks like the control side didn't change much. Ruin Crab, eh? I'm surprised that he takes Ruin Crab out. Such a good card.
So, let's see. On Stink Face's history with the Best of 3 Cup, I'm just going to load up some of the results as we get our opening hands.
Stink fist.
Load it up here.
Which is a keep for the Izzet side. That's 1 model.
So Stinkface qualified from our preliminary that was in March with Timur Obosh, and then qualified with Mono Green Aggro with a 3-3 record.
I think Izzet has a distinct advantage being on the play for the game 3. Just like in game 1, they'll be able to control and manage the board a lot better with less fear of being countered. I think that's going to prove to be beneficial.
And then HP side, they played in 3 BO3 Cup events. They qualified in the qualifier and the preliminary in August with Just Got Control. And then just last week, they just got squeaked in with the at-large invite, where they finished 9th with Guerrilla Ventures.
I am not surprised that he didn't block with Bone Crusher. Having this trade is not beneficial for the Izzet side. He pretty much wants to put pressure on his opponent and attack in, which looks exactly like what he's doing. And he wants to turn this into a race, which is going to force the Dimir side to react. I'm very interested to see how he reacts, though. Because playing a Soaring Thought Thief here, even though, I mean, he can use it as a blocker, although I don't think I would. Countering that Soaring Thought Thief was pretty good, especially for 1 mana. That's why Mystical Dispute and Annul are so good.
And that's why we say goodbye to Mystical Dispute.
I know, eh? It's going to be so weird. We're going to be looking for these cards, and then they're just not going to be there.
We're not going to get cleaved. We're not going to get disputed.
Nope.
Borrowed. Bone stomped.
Bone stomped. Feel like that was a
Companioned.
misprint.
Yeah.
Companioned.
I'm gonna miss companions. I'm disappointed that after they changed the ruling that only 2 of them were still playable.
In
3 of them.
standard, yes.
Yeah.
Luris, Yurion, and the third banana. Oh, third banana would be
The color one.
Gigantha.
Gigantha.
the 5 color
Yeah.
for Jund.
Yeah.
Look at
Okay.
Nino and
Or the
stuff.
Jund food deck.
Yeah, look at sweet and salty.
Yeah, sweet and salty.
You calling me or just repeating?
He's just repeating.
Yeah.
Woot woot.
So that
Yeah, so
Stomp took care of the 1/1, allowing Bone Crusher to attack in for 4. Wow, he's definitely putting a lot of pressure on him, eh?
Oh, you can drown the lock 2 creature, both their Bone Crusher Giants to clear the board.
And if he does that, he goes down to
5.
5, eh? Yeah, 2 damage for each.
You have to.
Skyclave can't block, right?
Skyclave cannot block.
Right.
But you're down to... You're attacking for 8. Yes, you're definitely wiping the board here. The giant can't animate just yet.
The giant, the land,
Yeah, the land can't animate just yet
for either side.
for either side.
That's good. I'm wondering at what point does he kill the Skyclave?
You would have to kill, but also get rid of. Or else it's going to be land, play the shade, say go.
One thing that the Isn't side has done really well is sort of controlled their graveyard. So Into the Story has not been turned on yet. So it's still 7 mana to draw 4.
Which that'll be another card we say goodbye to. Please pay your respects in the chat 10 minutes later.
You're just saying goodbye to all these cards.
Yes, of one mind. See you later.
Ah, Joe.
The only thing that's legal in Stinkfist's hand would be actually Shade. That's it. Oh, and Shade would be the only thing that's legal. Angrath would be gone. No, Angrath would still be around. I think. I could be wrong. Thank you, chat, for letting us know 10 minutes later.
Oh my god, they're both at 5.
No, Angrath will stay around for another year.
For another year?
For another year.
Sweet. Well, it's finally getting frostbitten.
Ooh.
I mean, you have
And-
to kill it, right? You don't want to go down to 2.
No. And now you're getting typhooned. The typhoon train begins.
Oh, right. So
Two,
even if
two,
it gets
shark, do,
countered,
do,
yeah,
do, 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 do.
even if it gets countered, he still creates a 2/2 blocker. That's actually awesome.
And see what's in their hands, which they have a command. Which
Yeah.
means this Luris. They can't really play this Luris into anything.
No, but they can try and play the Wind Wanderer and see if they can.
But they can block this. If they wanted to.
Yeah, if they
Or
wanted
deal
to.
2 damage. Or deal 2 damage, and so they could do is play the command if they wanted to.
No blocks. He went down to 2. Why?
But knowing the robber can easily sack itself, draw a card.
Not yet. Because,
But you're definitely going to see a command.
yeah.
Deal 2 damage and rummage. I'll probably do a treasure token.
This opens up the door, though, for Loris.
Yes, it does.
Yeesh.
Depends on what they draw here.
Oh my god, they
They're
drew
down to
land.
5. But is that enough? Is that enough lands they can go?
Activate. I don't think I played enough of these lands to remember their names. Do you remember the blue creature name?
One. Let me just double check. One blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they have enough. Just enough.
What's the name of the card?
It is the Hall of Storm Giants. The activation is 5 and a blue. And they have exactly 5 and a blue. So this is the call your bluff. Do you
It's a pretty
have
good
removal?
bluff.
Because if they activate it, this game is over.
They
Game's
got
over.
nothing to block, eh?
Nope.
His screen went black. And we didn't see him attack. But we saw him one.
Yep.
That was really good. So, Is It Control takes down Jameer Rogues. That was pretty awesome.